Hello and welcome to my channel Crafting with me, Deannie Jones, and let's get down on the farm for springtime. Thanks to Dawn of Shabby Meets Fling and Shelly of Repurpose My Way. They host this wonderful collaboration, and I thought it would be fun to visit the farmhouse for spring. Well, my farmhouse at least. So, come on y'all, let's get going to the barn. So to try to make sure that I am, in the farmhouse mode, I'm going to make sure I use the basic farmhouse rustic essentials, and burlap is an essential, I think, for anything rustic or farmhouse. This, it was a table runner that was used for an event. It got a little dirty, whatever, and they were just going to toss it away at work. And I just picked it up, of course, and washed it up and ironed it, and it's perfect. Now I'm using this fusible interfacing that I got from Dollar Tree, and it didn't work too well. I'm just going to say that it didn't really stick too well when I first ironed it, so you have to iron it a couple of times. So here I'm ironing them all again, but it worked okay once you took the extra care to really make sure that it was ironed on. Why am I using this extra step? Just because it stabilizes. It's a stabilizer. It stabilizes your fabric, and it makes sure that it's not too floppy, and they're easier to work with. So my little items here are going to be all these different eggs, and surprise, surprise, we have gingham. We have gingham, people. Of course we have gingham. So if you like gingham, please check out my last video from last week. It's a gingham-palooza. Anyway, here I'm creating all these little egg designs or egg cutouts, and I just did it freehand. Yeah, it's an egg, people. It's not that difficult. And here I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to add these all, and is it too much gingham on one side? But it was so much fun to put this together, and all I'm going to do is use some hot glue. Yep, I just used some hot glue. Yes, you can sew it. Yes, you can do however you'd like. You can even use an interfacing again to actually stick it onto the burlap. But for today's exercise, I think it's good. I think it's done. And I'll tell you, honestly, I only had one evening and half of a morning to get all of these projects done. So it's fast, sweet, and easy, I'd like to say. So once I got all my eggs on, then I added a little bit of ribbon trim at the bottom, and it has polka dots just to break it up from using all of the gingham. And I think it looks darling, and I think this would be perfect on any table for Easter morning or all springtime long. Galvanized anything. Rusty anything. Yes, that's also part of Rusty Farmhouse Decor. Now I had this plastic container I had gotten from Dollar Tree. For whatever reason, I didn't film myself creating a galvanized look, and all it did was mix together some metal paints from folk art, and they're in black and silver and just flat gray, and that mix created that metallic look that you see. It already looks galvanized, but now I'm adding a little bit of Mod Podge and some cinnamon if you have it. For whatever reason, I picked allspice, so I was like, oh, it doesn't smell as nice as cinnamon, but I have more of it in my pantry, so I decided to use that instead of using all my lovely cinnamon. And now my hands smell like allspice, but that's okay. Anyway, all I'm doing is dabbing and stippling a little bit of the Mod Podge, and then I'm adding the allspice. Now you might ask yourself, why not just paint? Why not use paint that looks like the rust? Because rust has an actual texture to it. So I thought, to really make this look like steel, like galvanized rusty steel, I thought it was better to use some of that allspice. Now I'm dabbing and stippling with a little bit of this green color, so it looks like it's mossy, and it's I forgot what that's called. It's patina. It's patina. That's what it is. So it's this light green patina that I'm adding all around. Now, once I'm finished adding all of this, I'm going to go over with the big sponge so it all blends in, and it's not just like really stands out that it's paint or that it's allspice. And I think it really dupes the galvanized rustic look. It ain't farmhouse if you don't have some mason jars. And I had this Bell mason jar. ball mason jar. And I decided, well, let's make this fast and simple. The other thing is to mute your colors. So I used these Easter eggs that I had. Some of them were very bright, so I just used a little bit of like a creamy beige color and just again stippled it on and just toned down that color so it's a nice muted color. And all I'm going to do is put these eggs in the jar and add this beautiful, that's right, beautiful burlap ribbon with some polka dots. And then I had some twine and I gathered up the twine and I made a little bow out of it, and that's it. There you go. One of the easiest decor items that you can create to make a quick farmhouse look this spring and Easter. Now let's uplift these carrots. Everybody can find these carrots in the stores, and this is from a thrifted bag of Easter decor and spring decor that I bought for like $5. So I have this wonderful burlappy kind of lace, and I thought how wonderful to have, you know, more neutral colored carrots. So although you can see a little bit of the carrots through the lace, I think it makes a nice little touch, and I absolutely love how this little carrot turned out. So here are some more examples of what you can use. You can cover the carrots completely in burlap. And again, you can use other different types of laces. This one that you see here, this trim, it's wired, and I actually got it at the Dollar Tree. So there's no end to how you can make your look a little more rustic and farmhouse. And yeah, I'm not usually in the farmhouse look. I love cottagecore, and I just feel this is perfect for rustic cottagecore. And I do love primitives. After Halloween last year, I fell in love with primitives. So here are 3 different ways you can updo your carrots for a rustic, charming look. Now I found this charming little basket. It is covered in straw and moss, and it's absolutely beautiful. And all I'm going to do is add some styrofoam inside, and there you can see a little kitty cat in the background. And add the last of the moss, the loose moss that I had. Loose moss? Yes, loose moss. And I need to replenish my moss. I will do this afternoon right after I'm finished here because it's absolutely beautiful outside. And I am early in the morning, like you would do in the farmhouse, finishing up the last touches of my video, including my voiceover. Here I'm adding some of those little mossy stones, and now starts the beauty of adding the flowers and creating a theme for this beautiful little rustic basket. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a little nest, because I thought this would be perfect for a little nest, because some little birds on the farm found my basket and decided to create a little nest. They found it comfortable and beautiful as I was picking wildflowers out in the field. And so here's the little nest. And all I did was use some of that coconut lining that you use for plants, and it makes beautiful, absolutely easy and beautiful little nests. And of course I put a little what do you call them? A stick. I don't know what else to call it. You know what it is. I put a stick on the bottom so I can, glue it to the stick and then put the stick in the styrofoam. And here comes Luna, my quality control cat, to make sure that everything is just as it should be. There she is, making sure everything's perfect. Now let's add some wildflowers. This is the spring of the wildblumen. I love that word, wildblumen. And we're just adding some wildflowers. And for me, wildflowers are the little blossoms and buds that I find around my craft room and my stash that have been pulled apart from, bigger arrangements and stuff. And I never throw anything away. Little leaves, little flowers, anything and everything that can beautify a cute little basket like this. And last but not least, we're going to add some little birds that are joining and of course taking care of their lovely little nest as they prepare for new arrivals this spring. And I think this is just stunning for any cottagecore, farmhouse, rustic decor, especially for spring and Easter. And I think Luna likes it too. Now, every farmhouse has a lovely decor that is floral and that's vintage, and I thought this cute little creamer was perfect. Again, I found this in a garage sale, probably paid like 25 cents, and I absolutely love it. It is vintage, it is made in Japan. So all I'm going to do now, obviously I have no moss left over, so let's do the best we can with what we got. So here I'm just putting together all of these little wildflowers. Again, absolutely love wildflowers, and I think it screams farmhouse and cottagecore when you have wildflowers. But because this is a lovely ceramic little creamer, I'm also adding some wild roses, and this is done. And I love the fact that you can add this to any spring or Easter decor all throughout the house, whether it's in the dining room, the kitchen, the bathroom, your bedroom. I think this will just be a hit anywhere at all, and a lovely idea as a gift as well, and save that for Mother's Day decor as well. Once again, let's add some clear glass, and this was from Hobby Lobby on clearance, and it was $1 something. It was super inexpensive, and I absolutely love the shape. So kind of similar to what I did with the mason jar, all I'm going to do for this is add these long carrots that I had in my stash, add the last bit of moss that I had in my stash, and there you have it. I just added a little, instead of a ribbon or anything too fancy, I just added this green trim, and it's perfect. You can add it to any part of your house, and I think this is going to look lovely in my kitchen actually, and just the perfect decor to bring a little bit of Easter, a little bit of spring to any farmhouse kitchen. I was gifted this wreath form from a friend of mine, a co-worker who's also a fellow craft enthusiast. So thank you so much, Giselle. Here is what I'm creating with your lovely gift. I'm cutting up some of this burlap ribbon, and I also have this chicken wire ribbon that I got on clearance. I think it was at Hobby Lobby. If not, I got it at a garage sale, which is fantastic. So all I'm doing is wrapping that wire form, which is an Easter egg, with the burlap ribbon. Now, all throughout the wrapping, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, did I cut enough? Did I cut enough? Well, am I gonna make it all the way to the end? And I'm gonna keep you in suspense, but all you do is wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap, just making sure you keep the same amount of distance with each wrapping, and that you cover each end so that it looks seamless. And sure enough, I made it all the way to the end. Glue the end together, and let's get started with the rest of the decor. For this part, I am just using some garland that I had in my stash. Again, I got this on clearance last spring at Hobby Lobby, and it cost me probably like $1.99 or $1.29. It was very inexpensive. Here is Luna. Once again, my quality control cat inspection is happening as I am working, and yes, she's a sweetheart helping me out here. So I am just making sure that I can put everything together. Now I have this wonderful chicken wire ribbon, and as I was wrapping, there was something wrong, and I said, what? It's instead of what would Jesus do, it's what would Shelley say? WWSS, because Shelley from Repurposed My Way is to me the queen of rustic decor, and I thought, oh, this is way too bright and sparkly, so I cut away some of this ribbon, took it outside, I painted it black, and then I also added some rust with my allspice. I just sprinkled some allspice outside, and now it looks much better. However, I also have to say it kind of disguises itself as camouflage now against the greenery. But I think Shelley would be proud of the fact that I took the time to really rustic up, or grubby up, as she says. They need to put grubby in a spray can. Shelley, work on that, please. I need a grubby spray can, spray paint, because it really would have helped, especially with this chicken wire. So chicken wire is the element that I'm adding that is part of farmhouse and rustic decor. So chicken wire, people, if you can find it, get it and use it. And again, I had that same stress, where the anxiety, well, is it going to make it all the way to the end? And yes, the chicken wire that I cut fit perfectly. Now, once again from my stash, adding all the little wildflowers that I can find in different colors. I'm not staying to a particular color scheme. Whatever flowers I seem to find, I'm just adding them here, whether they be blue or yellow or purple or pink. It's springtime, and I just love wildflowers in spring. And I'm adding it here to this wreath. Now, this wreath is a smaller part of a bigger project because I was very happy to actually find a window pane, an actual window pane with glass wood in the garbage. Yes, that's right. On the side of the road, I found this beautiful window pane, and I'm so happy I can use this with this wreath. I have to tell you, this window pane is so big, I can't even fit it on my workspace, but that's okay. All I'm going to do, if you noticed at the very top, there is a little handle. I'm going to use this plaid or gingham, I guess, plaid ribbon to attach it to that little handle, as you can see right up there. Now I'm going to create a bow with some burlap and some, I guess that's a plaid. And I love this springy green plaid. I didn't want to take away from the color of the flowers and everything. Now wood and glass, of course, gingham, plaid, and I guess, and oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it now. Burlap. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of burlap while I'm talking about burlap. And burlap and a little bit of lace. This is the culmination of all things beautiful, farmhouse, and rustic. So I hope all of you who love farmhouse and rustic decor see this as my way of expressing my love for farmhouse, rustic, and cottagecore decor. I see this more as cottagecore. So let's see the final reveal of all of these projects all together.
Round the barn, the sunlight glows. Morning hum where the green grass grows. Cats stretch out by flower beds wide, chasing the bees and the day they bide. Oh, the farm sings its sweet refrain, with carrots pulled and eggs unchained. Rabbits hop in fields so free. Springtime laughter is all we see. Petals fall.
Thanks again to my friends Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling and Shelly of Repurpose My Way for hosting this Down on the Farm spring collaboration. Please check out their channels as well as all of the channels that join them today. Thanks again for stopping by, and if you enjoyed this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, remember to stay safe, be kind. God bless each and every one of you. And remember to live the adventure, especially if it's an adventure down on the farm. I'll see you again very, very soon.